That was Isolated, one of the most powerful players on the server, logging back on for the first time in months. And, luckily for me, I was close to the logout spot. Oh, it's like over here, it's like right here, I swear. It's like, yeah, this is it. Oh my god. I'm right here, bro. Is it out here? Yeah, we got TNT, bro. Yo! Hey, what the hell's happening? Stop, bro, stop. Oh, let's go. Where did he go? Oh, he left. Why did it blow up? What the hell? Oh, the water. I got you, bro. Yo, bro. Where you going? Bye, I guess. Bro, what the hell? With him mining away, I decided to wait on the surface to see if he would come back up. And, after a while of waiting, eventually, he did. Yo, I can hear him breaking. Yo, he's right here. Yo, what's good, bro? We good? Oh, and he's trying to mace me. Oh my god. I realised that he was actually trying to kill me, and he was doing a good job. So, I decided it was time to lock it. Although I probably should have left there, I was curious as to what was going on, and so I decided to stick around to see what happened. Yo, I can see them. They're right there, but I can see them. Wait, where'd they go? Hold on. They were like right there. Oh, there they. Why is he invis, bro? Or just my render distance? Like around that tree, bro.
What is happening?
Curious, I had headed down to see what was actually going on. And for some reason, I just kept wanting to get closer to see what was actually happening. What is that?
What the hell was that?
Jesus Christ, what are they blowing up down there? I decided to leave. At first, you may be wondering why am I confused? It's just a fight. Well, oddly enough, normally on the server, fights don't normally happen unless violence is absolutely necessary. Unless it's to do with the Uzian Empire. You see, recently on our server, there's been an empire growing in the Nether, a huge civilization led by Carlsberg 123, where all of them want to take over the server. To do this, they've had to fight lots of people to get them out of their way, and that's exactly what I think is happening here. I eventually came back to ask more questions. I decided to interrogate Pumpkin, the player who was originally here to spawn trap Isolated. And it did need a little persuasion, but eventually I got my answer. You see, on my Tri-life SMP, the gimmick of the server is that you have 3 lives, hence the name Tri-life SMP, meaning you can die 3 times before you're banned from the server forever. This guy had lost one of his lives earlier, meaning he probably had 2 lives left. Threatening him meant he probably would listen, as you wouldn't want to lose a life. After getting the direction, I began searching to see if I could find Isolated. But, after a while of looking, I realised I had been told the wrong direction, and so I decided to head back for revenge. But, when I got back, I realised he was no longer there, and had left a sign saying that he had lied. Even though he put a sorry, I was still needing revenge. After exploring for a while in the rough proximity of the area, eventually I found what I thought to be his new base. Looking back on this now, I don't know why I actually went through with this. You can see in a second that I'm sort of on the edge, don't know if I should do it or not. And I only realise now that this is just some innocent player who's been forced through this by the Uzian Empire just to live. And I've just gone ahead and killed them. It only makes me realise how much I want to end the Uzian Empire now. Do I feel bad? Of course I feel bad. Just some player who's starting off that I've just ended their journey. Now they only have 1 life left. After mending my armor, I decided what would be the best play was to go in the opposite direction of where he pointed, as commonly you'd play in the opposite direction of where if you were lying to someone. And so I hoped that maybe this way would be where Isolated actually was. A few thousand blocks later, I found myself re-gearing as I was running out of fireworks. I also decided to get some other basic items as well, in case I ran into somebody and I needed to fight. Speaking of which, I literally ran into somebody about 100 blocks later.
Yo, who is this, bro? Who is this?
That's when I realised this player was using the
Oh, he's
Uzian
using
Empire
Empire.
shield,
No.
meaning he was likely trying to kill me, so I had to kill him first.
It ain't happening, bro.
Although being a generally underskilled player, simply spamming his sword at me whenever I was about to hit him with the mace was actually a decent technique, as it meant that he could deflect me from hitting any mace attacks. But that wasn't going to stop me. I realised that this simple technique of spamming his sword was actually cancelled out the windburst enchantment on my mace, meaning to hit him, I'd have to make sure he couldn't hit me. I realised I had broken this player's helmet, and now all that was left to do was break the rest of his armour to finally defeat him.
Oh, it's helmet.
After finally breaking all of this player's armor, I realized that it would likely be a better strategy to ask him questions, interrogate him about what the Uzian Empire was doing, rather than simply killing him on the spot.
In there, bro. Okay.
Now, this guy took, like, absolutely ages to answer all the questions that I wrote down for him, so I'm just gonna, like, cut every now and then, and the dark just adds to it as well, so I'm gonna put subtitles in for the things that he writes.
Slimy. He's the king. Long live the Uzian Empire.
Right here, I could have killed him, making him lose one of his lives on the server. But I realised, even if he wasn't going to give up anything now, he still had a chance of giving it up later, and so I decided to take him to a prison I knew the whereabouts of.
See that shield, bro.
After a long time of sailing the ocean with him in the back of the boat, trying to not let him break away, eventually I came across the
There
prison.
it is, bro. There it is.
Although it seemed simple, a small black box in the distance, this descended deep underground into a complex system where nobody could escape. This was the first procedure at the prison, a simple item check to show that he had emptied all of his inventory by filling it with boats. As you can see, this caused him to lose all of the items, including his shield, which he was still wearing. I'll save you most of this procedure, as it does take a while, especially when they're trying to understand how to pick up all the boats at once. The second procedure is to make him set up a stasis, so if he were to ever escape, he could be instantly teleported back to the prison, where he would live out the rest of his sentence. I just sort of placed the shulker and continued doing it because I didn't have levers on me. The next procedure is to make them set their bed, so that if they die, they do actually respawn in the prison, instead of going all the way back to wherever their current spawn point is. To do this, it's a simple bed with nowhere for them to actually respawn once the lever is pulled. Then, they die, they'll be teleported straight back to the prison. Finally, all there was left to do was to actually put him in the cell, where he would stay for a while, or until he told me what the Uzian Empire was currently trying to do. So, I now have to take him there. And with that, he was officially stuck in the prison. But before I left him, I decided to actually come back and ask him a few questions to see if he would give anything up before I left him for a while. Once again, this guy took quite a while to type. I'm assuming he's on console or something, so I'm just going to cut to whenever he finishes typing.
Ooh, drug?
Now that I knew they were looking for the dragon egg, I began looking for Isolated's base rather than Isolated himself in a rough area of where I was looking from before.
It's like my final resort now, bro. If this doesn't work, I don't know what else will, bro. Let me grab some wood.
As you can probably tell by my voice, I was getting tired. It had been several hours of searching now, and I hadn't found anything. And yet, this was my last resort, leaving a message for him at the place where I thought he may be likely to come back to. Isolated. If it's you that's reading this, I need you to listen closely. I want to meet with you tomorrow at Spawn to discuss important matters. Meet tomorrow at 11 on the Cherry Hill at Spawn.
Just log out over here. Okay. What we have to do is hope and pray. And I'm very no. I'm hopeful. Okay, it's over there. See you there. Ladies and gentlemen, it worked. And now, how long do we? Yeah, I have. Oh, it's only half an hour. Okay, I gotta let this spawn then, bro. Let's get going.
But first, I decided to head back to my base where I would re-gear after the fight, as well as brew some invisibility potions, because beforehand, he had fought me when I had literally freed him from a trap, which means he's likely got some sort of, like, reward for killing me or something, so I need to be disguised. Now that I was fully geared, I began heading to spawn, as I only had about 20 minutes before our meetup time.
True spawn, 0-0. Jesus Christ, it's destroyed. And the Cherry Hill should be over here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now just gotta wait here. And I'm gonna make a little, like, meeting thing as well. Okay. Okay, so he should be, like, on his way. There's my old armor, by the way. I got new armor.
Now, you can't hear it, but I'm actually using a voice changer because OBS doesn't pick up voice changers, but it is there, so.
Yeah.
Shout out to my barber dog. Yo, who's this guy, bro? No,
What do you need?
What do I need? Right. I need to know where your base is, bro.
I noticed this player had swapped his shield to a totem, meaning
Why?
that this was likely trapped, and so I had to equip my own to make sure I was safe.
I need to know where you do you have the dragon egg as well? That's something else that I want to know. What the Okay, I'm leaving, bro. Holy no, I'm leaving, bro. I'm leaving. Now, what are you doing, bro?
As I expected, it had been trapped, but I don't think I come all this way just to give up. I had brought a locator map with me, meaning I could track his direction in which he went in, and so I began to follow him.
I know where that is, bro. I can actually follow him. I can follow him. Shit, I know what.
Whilst following him, I took off all my armor, leaving just my elytra, and using a hand with nothing in whenever I wasn't using a firework meant that all he could see was my elytra. Staying close to the ground meant this would be out of his way and I could easily follow him without him noticing. Also, for some reason the audio in this clip is delayed. Try your best to ignore it. It's not really noticeable unless you know about it, so...
He went down over here, he like landed, bro. He definitely landed. I saw where he landed. Yeah, I see him, bro. He's right there. Holy peak.
After waiting for a while to be sure nobody was waiting nearby, I decided now was the best time to strike. I resplashed my invisibility and decided to head in.
It's like literally right down here. I don't think anyone's here. Yeah, it's right there. Place, bro.
I had found a stasis chamber. Presumably isolated, I decided to drink a milk bucket to remove my invisibility, pull it, and then try and explain to him what they were after was the dragon egg and needed to hide it now.